Beautiful. Good. Little to no clumps. That's what we're looking for.
What's up, soldiers? Your boy Chris here, caribbeanpot.com vibes, and up in the kitchen as usual. First recipe of the new year 2017, something I promised to share with you a few days ago. We're using ham and turkey, leftover stuff. So this is a sort of a leftover special, and I'll be joined by my friend and colleague, Chef Marc, goodfoodbymarc.com. So vibes it up, man. Leftover fried rice, flavors for these.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just giving a couple of little cuts into the pepper, but not enough for it to split open, but just enough so that oil can get on the inside of the pepper and give us a bit of the heat. Okay, and now we're going to start with our olive oil. I would say about, looks like about 2 tablespoons just to begin. And next I'm going to go in with our hot peppers. So I'm going to toast them just a bit, just so we can get a little bit of the heat coming out of them. And I'm going to start the cooking process. We're going to begin with our ham.
Now we're using ham, and I notice you got turkey here. What's the whole premise behind the recipe?
Well, what I'm trying to do is trying to make something from our leftovers. Typically we've got some ham left over, we've got some turkey left over. So we're going to do a stir fry, actually a fried rice of everything. And of the two meats, I'm beginning with the ham because it's got fat in it and you want the ham to render off and to give a good flavor. Notice Marc always likes high heat, and right now it's a little bit low, so I'm going to turn it up a bit so we can get this baby going. Okay, so we've got our ham in here, and what I'm trying to look for is for it to get just a slight browning. And I would say this part of the process on the medium-high heat, perhaps about 60 seconds. Okay, we've got our ham going. Next, I'm going to throw in our turkey.
Now I noticed you didn't really concern yourself too much about the size of the pieces of the turkey, right?
No. It's all about having fun in the kitchen and not doing everything exact. Especially, you know, I mean, you're having fun with the family. Everyone's getting together to put this together. Nothing has to be exact. It's about good food and enjoyment.
As my grandmother would say, I want big piece of meat, please. If you're getting big pieces of meat.
So she good there, and the children good here, and everyone's good there. So now I'm going to add some more oil. And you could somewhat police your own pans as you go along, because everyone's going to be a little different. I'm looking to ensure that there's some grease at the bottom. If it ever gets too dry, I just add some oil to it. Looks like we're frying up and we're looking good right now. So at this point, I'm going to add in our sweet peppers. And our cabbage. Get in there. Lovely. Gonna give a little bit of black pepper. And my typical style, I add my garlic late. Don't worry about it being near the top. As we toss, it's gonna hit the pan.
You mentioned typical, and that's because we've done some videos before. And if you guys are looking for Chef Marc, where can we find you, Chef Marc?
Oh, you can definitely find me at goodfoodbymarc.com. I've got my YouTube channel going, and I invite everyone to come by and check out the good food.
Yeah, and we did a couple of rice videos. We did a couple things over the Christmas there, so you guys can head over to the channel, check it out there, and then head over to Marc's website where he has so much more to offer.
I'm gonna go in with a little bit of salt, not very much, just about a quarter teaspoon. We've already got enough salt in the soy sauce.
And we're using soy sauce, and I guess the rice, which will come into play just now, would have been cooked in a salted water, right?
That's correct. That's correct. give it a toss. And so far we started with our ham. We gave that perhaps about 60 seconds. We went in with our turkey for perhaps another 30 seconds. And everything else we've added, we've only been standing over the stove for about 4 minutes. So it's not a lot of time. What we're going to do next is to add our sesame seed oil. Not too much. I don't like it to be overpowering, so I'm looking at perhaps half a teaspoon. Now notice we've got everything amalgamated, everything has come together. We don't want to go cooking for too long because our cabbage, we want it to hold its size and to still be a bit crunchy. If we don't eat everything on the same day and we want to eat it the next day, we want everything to still be crunchy. So what I'm going to add next is our rice.
Now over at chefmarc.com, what can we expect over there?
It's actually at goodfoodbymarc.com.
Good food.
That's okay. That's okay. We're going to expect a whole lot of stuff for 2017. We're going to have our collaborations that we're going to do ever so frequently, and I'm going to be bringing new food to the people, new things and old things reinvented. So, also folks, the rice that I'm using is from yesterday, and typically the best rice to use for this fried rice is day-old rice, and if you don't have day-old rice, it's okay to use new rice and then spread it out into a sheet pan as we did in our past video, and that would remove all the moisture and create a good product. In between, we're seeing that there's these clumps, so what I always try to do is I just give them a little bit of a breaking up as I'm doing the process. And when you break them up, they'll stay broken up. It's okay. See those guys in there? They've all become family. Everyone's good now. These guys, they don't want to get with the program. Now they've got with the program. So we're at, I would say about 5-6 minutes into the process, just at the very end. At the very end of my process is when I add my vegetables. And I'm adding frozen green peas. You can use whichever frozen green peas you've got in your freezer. This is the last of what we had, so this is what we're using. And the reason why I add my peas or my frozen vegetables at the very end is I want them to still have a fresh taste. And if you add them at the very end, then they'll be warmed by the steam of the rice. And that's going to give a beautiful, beautiful product at the very end.
So now I noticed you use frozen peas. I guess you can use, because in some packages it comes with green beans and carrots and whatever else. I guess you can use whatever you have, right?
Chef, whatever we have in our freezer, that's what we're going to use. It's about making the family something nutritious and not taking on any headaches. So at this point, at the very end, I add my soy sauce.
And if we're doing this gluten-free, obviously we'll use a gluten-free soy sauce, right?
Of course, of course. And then I'm going to top it off with our green onions. Give this baby a last toss. We've got a beautiful, beautiful product. Good. I'll custom with this. Check that out. Wonderful.